Hello Gemini, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your tarot reading. If Gemini is your sun, moon, or rising sign, please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I'm merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Gemini, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Six of Pentacles. To begin, that's going to be our starting point. That is some very good energy. This is a state of success. All right, let's find out what's going on. Where is this success coming from? What does it mean? Wow. Well, I see where it's coming from, and I see where it's going. This is pretty major. We've got some devil energy, got some good fire and earth energy. This is spectacular. Major things taking place. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is the card that we select randomly. We set it aside. In fact, we're going to let our little alien friend take a nap on it. And we're not going to look at it until the end. And hopefully that card will tie everything together and give us the confirmation that we need. Okay. Gosh, we've got some earth. We've got some air, we've got some water energy, we've got a major arcana, we've got some fire, earth, and water. So we have a little bit of everything, okay? And so this, to me, seems like a really nice alignment of energy, okay? So what's coming to you? What you have to look forward to, Gemini, is this perfect alignment manifesting in your life as success. What are you working on right now, right? I think you're somebody who you've been all in on something. You've been working really hard at it. I think it's going to pay off. I think everything is coming together. There may have been, you're trying to get everything in the perfect configuration, right? You're trying to just harmonize everything to make it click, to make it work. Some things have been out of place, right? Some people have shown up early. Some things are late. Some things don't show up at all. And it's just kind of like day after day trying to get everything perfect. There's always something that's a little askew. Well, this perfect harmony, this perfect alignment is coming in. And it's going to be like you finally got the last part of the lock figured out, and then just ka-ching, it just activates, right? Everything comes together and the lock opens, right? This, to me, I'm kind of now getting like a Stargate kind of vibe now. Stargate's not really my jam, kind of, a little bit. The movie was good. But I'm seeing this as like that kind of, like a Stargate, really, that you're trying to figure out. You've almost got the code figured out. You've almost cracked the encryption, and there's just like one couple last digits to figure out, and then you get it. It opens up. Now all you've got to do is walk through that. You got to be brave enough to jump through the Stargate to see where it leads. Yeah. I think it's going to lead to a really, really amazing place. I think the very next step, what's immediately through this alignment, this Stargate, this success, is your financial stability, your physical stability, your health, your wealth, your fitness, your finances. Okay. A really stable spot. I think this is what this is kind of the first thing that you need, is just for this kind of, the 4 really solid walls around you. You are looking for a really stable foundation, okay? This is the first step in what you're building. Now, I think you're not done. I think you're building a lot more, but you've unlocked the doorway now. So now it's just a matter of kind of pushing through. This is, we've landed now. And this is a really good feeling. This is an accomplishment, right? So where did all of this come from? What was the origin of this? Well, we've got this 10. Ten of Pentacles, this is yesterday though. So I'm wondering if this wasn't a large investment that you made into something, into this business, into this work, into this path. Maybe you took time off from work to do this. Maybe you're on a break from university or something to do this. Maybe you're taking all of your nest egg, your savings. Maybe this is your retirement money. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. This could just really be a general symbol for time and resources. Okay. The investment that you made into this project, this path, this life that you've been trying to figure out the combination for, and now you've figured it out, you've unlocked it, which is really leading you again toward this stability. Okay. And it's from this home base of stability that you can then, this is your base camp. This is you climbing up Mount Everest. Okay, this is the only major arcana that we have. It's in the position of your general energy. Major energy, right? And this is the capacity for major change. This is the devil energy. This can commit to something and see it all the way through. This is the endurance to climb straight up to the top of Everest. Now, I've never done that, obviously. But I've watched a lot of shows about it. I'm very interested in that. I'm very interested in, not just because I love snow and cold and isolation, I'm all about those kinds of things. But I like what it takes. I like the investment that you have to make. This is the 20 grand that it costs to go to base camp on Mount Everest, right? On one of these expedition teams or whatever. It's a huge investment of time and resources and physical resources, energetic resources, the muscle investment, And it takes a lot more than that. It takes a passion and a drive and a desire. Look at this. We've got the Ace of Cups and the Ten of Cups. Ace of Cups and Ten of Cups. Ten of Cups is saying that you're investing all of your emotional resources, blood, sweat, and tears, all of your water, right? This is what's underneath everything. I think that this is your intense desire and love and passion for what you do. Now, you can't climb Everest if you don't really feel a deep driving motivation to do it. A deep love for this thing, a commitment. And what you're looking at is the summit. And this is the source of that water. So it's just like, this is the Holy Grail that's at the top of Mount Everest. And you just feel the runoff from that as the snow melts and comes down. It comes trickling down into your life, into your soul. And you want to go find the source of that water. So this is your reason for doing this. This is why you're climbing. This is what you're hoping to find, hoping to achieve. And it's not just one, I'm using the Everest kind of metaphor and analogy, but it doesn't mean that there's just kind of one spot, one destination, one reward at the end that's going to make it all worthwhile. But this is you finding the source of that meaning. And it really depends on what you're doing. Some of you might be visual artists, sculptors, painters, illustrators. Some of you are building other things, right? Some of you are building careers, families. Some of you, maybe all of these things together, building a life, finding the top of your own Mount Everest. What is that for you? Okay, it's the Holy Grail. It's the summit. Whatever we want to call it. We use all sorts of metaphors and stuff. But it's the source of all of this water energy. And all of that water energy is just kind of trickling down, the melt, the runoff. It's all coming down into your life. And it's filling you up. It's making you feel good about doing this, right? It's giving you the motivation. It's giving you the joy in all of this work. And you're putting this right back in to this expedition that you're on. Okay. So I really think this is a major event. I think that there is perhaps an air sign person. Now this could be talking about you. Okay. Usually when I get a prince of something, I think of, well, there's another person here somewhere that's in this situation, okay? But since I'm talking to Gemini, I kind of feel like this prince, this other is you, okay? It's the other side of you. It's your twin, kind of, right? Your shadow, maybe. I think this is that part of you that is trying to not get this combination, you know? It kind of feels to me, because the way I was looking at this card, it was kind of underneath all of this. So it's just like there's this part of you in the background that maybe is just unsure, maybe has some trepidation, maybe. Now, I don't have any real outward reasons to say this, but maybe there's part of you trying to sabotage this. Okay? Be on the lookout for that sneaky little part of yourself that's running around in the background, maybe trying to undo some of this. Okay? Just observe yourself. I think that's the key message with the Prince of Swords here. Air on air. Observe yourself. What are you doing? Be objective. Right? Are you trying to figure out this combination? Really? Or are you just putting in the same number over and over and over again? Right? It's subtle. But are you catching yourself doing things that are just like, why would I do that? It's counterproductive. It's counterintuitive. Just be aware of that, okay? And maybe this energy will change a little bit as we go through some of these cards. Maybe another one of these cards will unlock more about this particular energy. Okay, but for now, that's what I'm feeling. So I think that if we stay observant, stay vigilant against that, and just keep our eyes out, you know, then we can get to this 4. And this is that base camp. This is now you have unlocked the key to all of this. You've figured out the perfect alignment. And major things are coming. To do an expedition of this magnitude really is life-changing. You've had to probably change your whole life just to invest in this opportunity, just to begin this work. But now you're really doing it. Okay, but now comes the hard part. Now we've got to start climbing. Okay, now we're leaving base camp. We're leaving the safety, stability, and security that we have unlocked. And we're doing things with it. The devil energy, you put a mountain in front of it, it's going to climb. Doesn't care what the mountain is, doesn't care what time of day or night it is. You put a mountain in front of it, it'll climb it. So we have to make sure that this is the one, and that is this Ace of Cups. This is your ambition and your endurance. This is your stamina. This is your ability to just keep climbing. You get tired, you keep going. You don't sit down. That's what they say, I think, on Everest. Don't sit down, because once you do, you're not going to get up. Okay, stay on your feet. That's the goat energy. And it needs to have that kind of obsession. It needs to have a little bit of that hyper focus, you know, that can push through the difficulties. These are the difficulties. We've got to push through that. Fatigue, muscle aches, lactic acid buildup, all of this hunger, you know. There's going to be challenges. There will always be challenges, but you've got this fire with this devil energy. Now, the devil energy is the fire of the earth, right? So you know fire. You know how to use fire. You know how to use challenges as motivation, right? You see an obstacle, that's going to make you try harder, you know. So I think you're doing it. I think you're going to find your way to the very top. Now, the next card is kind of a cautionary card, and this is an 8 of discs. This card's saying take it slow. This card is saying put one foot in front of the other. Don't try to run up. Don't try to run up Mount Everest. I don't think that would work. We've got to take it kind of slow. We've got to go step by step. We don't want to get carried away. We want to be humble. We want to be cautious and prudent and slow and deliberate and all that stuff. But you don't want that. This card's in the position of what you don't want. We don't want to go slow. We want it now. We want to get to the top now. Yeah. This card is saying, look, plants grow slowly. It takes consistent sunshine and water and the right balance of everything consistently over time to really accomplish something, to really grow something. Okay? But you don't want that. You want now. It's almost like we left our base camp, we're pushing forward any obstacle, we're pushing right past those obstacles, leaping over them. We might be pushing ourselves a little bit too hard. We might be trying to force things or rush things that might need a little bit more of a delicate touch. Now, what we get at the very end, Prince of Cups. Prince of Cups. Now, I wonder who this person is. I don't think this is a part of you. I almost have like a villain kind of vibe. I almost feel like you get to the top of Everest, and just before the summit, something guarding this Holy Grail. There's a villain in front of it. What is this? What is this final challenge? It's unexpected. I think it's the reason why we had to slow down and go cautiously. We want to kind of tiptoe to the very top because there's something waiting for us there. The final challenge. I don't know who this is. It might be a person. It might be a non-physical entity or intelligence. Okay. But I feel like this is someone blocking your way. Maybe it's a bureaucrat. Maybe it's a boss, a supervisor, coworker. Somebody that wants to appear as your friend and ally, but they are not. Okay? So you need to know. You need to be cautious. You need to be aware that there's something at the end, just before it's the guardian of the grail, right? But this is somebody that's trying to either convince us to go back down the mountain. No, just turn back. You can't make it. It's too steep right here. Go back down. Could be somebody trying to turn us away. It could be someone that's trying to say, no, this grail is mine, all mine. It could be a challenge from within us. Sure, it could be one of these demons of doubt. It could be that you are almost at the summit, but if you don't slow down, you're going to exhaust yourself so close to the finish line. You're going to be this far away, and then you're going to give up. Right? Because we don't want to slow down. We don't want to be cautious. We don't want to eat and rest. Right? But we need to. Because if we got rid of that, then you're going to meet this final villain at the end, the guardian of the grail. And it might just be that you lose all momentum right at the very, just so short from your goal. Yeah. So I think that the message really, and it could be that there is another person who is kind of guarding the finish line here. I don't know what you're working on. I don't know if this is something artistic, if it's career, if it's a financial thing, but I know that you've invested so much into it. Let's make sure we get to the end there. Yeah. This has cost you a lot already. And it means so much to you. Now, I'm not saying that, if you don't make it, that, it's whatever. You might not. Okay. But I feel like you have to give it every effort. You have to do the right things, even if it's difficult, even if you can't really slow down, even if you don't know when to take a break for a couple days, right? Fine, go to Camp 4 and just rest for the night or something. We have to know when to pull back our efforts so that we can double our efforts the next day, This is kind of like we have to save up a little bit more money for a couple of months so that we can reinvest more, And that I think is important. It's going to be difficult for you to achieve that. And I think it all is really, that's the crucial part. You have the ability to just race right to the top. I think you're going to fall a little bit short if we don't take the lesson of this Eight of Discs. Okay. Now let's look at the mystery card. Actually, before the mystery card, let's see what the I Ching says. All right. These are 64 cards representing the 64 hexagrams, which encapsulate the wisdom of the ancient Chinese sages and their connection with spirit, with source. So I want to see what they have to say. I'm just going to do one hexagram. I know this is not the traditional way of casting a hexagram, but I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, there we go. People in harmony, in the wilds, creating success, fruitful to cross the great river. A noble one's constancy bears fruit. So, in the wild, creating success. Okay. I think this is kind of a description of what you're doing, right? You're out here, you're climbing up this mountain, you're trying to get to the top, you're trying to summit, reach this holy grail, whatever this is for you. Fruitful to cross the great river. I wonder if this is that great river, this water energy, right? To get past this water energy is going to bring you to the goal. This is that final obstacle. This could be that final, that big river that's right there before the summit. I don't think there's a river up there. This is the last crevasse that you have to traverse to get to the summit, right? Whatever this obstacle is. A noble one's constancy bears fruit. Your perseverance, right? Your consistency. Not just your rushing through every obstacle. And that, I think, is the difficulty with the Eight of Discs. That maybe we feel like we are stopping or quitting or, weakening ourselves by embracing this Eight of Pentacles, right? But I think that this is the symbol of constancy, consistency, perseverance, right? Doing it slow and steady rather than just a rushing through all these obstacles, We have to know when to go back down the mountain a little bit, like rest at the camp or whatever, and then cross this great river at the end. Okay? And this is demonstrating your perseverance, your consistency. We may think that just going full devil energy, running all the way to the top, is showing constancy. But I don't think we can be fully consistent in this energy. We have to be smart about it, right? So your constancy bears fruit. Your consistency, the way that you can continue with this energy day after day after day after day to get to the finish line. That is going to reward you. And in order to do that, I think we need this Eight of Discs. Now, there's a little vignette on the back here, and it says, there is strength and energy in alliance. Find like-minded others. Like-minded. That reminds me of this. Air on air, right? The Prince of Swords, mind and mind, air and air. A like-minded other. Maybe this is finding that part of you that's underneath everything, maybe kind of sabotaging things or just, not really integrated, not really unified, right? Maybe it is actually another person. Could be. Could be a coworker, colleague, could be a friend or associate or something. Maybe we do need to bring this energy in, like-minded. We need to be of one goal, one purpose, one mind. You got to bring them into the fold, whether this is a part of you or someone else. Find like-minded others. We need that energy integrated. Okay. It also says, people in harmony can commit themselves further, take greater risks, and enter new territories. Once there is agreement, follow the vision tenaciously, with the constancy of a noble one. So it could be this is your climbing buddy. You know, it could be that there is someone that you need to take with you, that you need to have a partner in this, right? Maybe we all need a climbing buddy. You know, it says, what are the unique contributions? Where is the common ground? And how will your life change if your group expands? So obviously we know the contributions. We've talked about everything that you've been pouring into this. The common ground, obviously, I think, is getting to this Ace of Cups. That's the common ground, and I think whoever this Prince of Swords energy is, whatever this is representing, I think they will have the same goal as you, or they need to be kind of brought over to your team, right? They need to be recruited into this work, or integrated if it's just a part of your own energy, okay? And of course, how will your life change? Well, I think that we've talked about that too, because this is the unlocking of this whole expedition. You know, this whole adventure is opening up to you now. So I think we've covered that. I like this hexagram a lot, people in harmony. So it really is driving home this message of this air energy that we need to integrate, whether that's another person or if it's part of us. This is kind of an image. If you look at the two hexagrams, it's the sun or fire on the bottom, and then it is heaven on top. It's almost like the sun is now rising into the heavens. So it kind of even has this, like, you know, mountain climbing expedition kind of vibe to it, you know. So it could be that we really are in need of a climbing buddy. Whatever that energy is. But let's now look at this mystery card. I like incorporating the I Ching. Let me know what you think of those cards. I'll try to use them more often so we can get more of a feel for their vibe and their frequency, you know. Oops, sorry, alien, knocked him over. All right, so mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. I can't get him to stand up. Well, he can lie down. This card's going to be something of the summit, right? Something that's going to show that we have attained our goal, that we've heeded all of these messages, and we're embracing this change that's coming, that the unlocking of this adventure and this expedition, and it's going to pay off. We're going to be successful, right? What is that success going to look like? Well, this is literally 6 of Wands. This is victory. Keyword victory. This is you returning home after the expedition to the fanfare and the crowds. It's like they are having a parade in your name because you've done it, right? So this, I think, really is a life-changing thing. I think when you get to the summit, when you get your Ace of Cups, that Holy Grail, it's going to change your life completely. It's going to bring you some sort of recognition. It's going to bring you this sense of having triumphed over all of these challenges. It's really a big, big feat. You know, we're using the mountain climbing Everest analogy, but I think it really is something akin to that. I think it's a major, major thing. All right, big, big changes, a lot of hard work. A big investment on your part, but it's going to be worth it. It's really going to be worth it. Now we're going to do an extended Gemini. If you want to stick around, just click on the link that's up here. That'll give you access to all of the extended readings, not just Gemini, but for every sign. I want to thank you for taking this little expedition with me, and I'll see you again very soon.